Halo, halo, witam serdecznie. Z tej strony Killer. To już trzeci live z klasycznej przygodówki Broken Sword 5. Ostatnio spotkaliśmy prawowitego właściciela obrazu. I lecimy dalej tutaj rozwiązywać zagadkę, o co tu chodzi, kto to porwał. Ten obraz, kto zabił i dlaczego właściciela galerii. Kontynuuj. Jesteśmy w mieszkaniu Niko. Tu jest ten właściciel obrazu, no i nasz bohater, który niesłusznie został oskarżony o podrzucanie dowodów. Spędził w ciupie, tak z tego co rozumiem, całą noc. No i przyszedł tu do Niko. I co ja mogę sobie tutaj pogadać? Jest telefon, list z niszczarki. Kurczę. Rozejrzmy się jeszcze raz.
Nico's camera was pretty old. I wished she could afford a new one. Nico had finally upgraded her computer.
Ulepszyła komputer,
Nico's
tak?
trash can was full of paper. No surprise there.
Ja już to wszystko sprawdzałem, ale...
It looked like Nico kept her most secret possessions close to her chest.
Ale może jednak coś wynajdę ciekawego. Mogę wyjść. Jest tu? Jest tu coś takiego jak mapa. Nie ma tu czegoś takiego jak mapa, ale jest coś takiego jak nieładujące się w ogóle pady do PlayStation 5. No po prostu moje pady nie trzymają kompletnie. Nieraz muszę grać na kablu. Nieraz. W zasadzie cały czas. Jeśli chodzi o postacie, to już trochę jest tych postaci. Jestem gdzieś przy połowie. No dobra, pogadajmy. Może najpierw z tym gościem. Tylko wina.
It was a cheap bottle of wine.
Ja już nie pamiętam, o czym żeśmy gadali ostatnio. A, to ja się... Dobra, ja się przyjrzałem temu.
So the Ouroboros was important to the Gnostics?
Ouroboros.
It depicts the eternal unity of all things. Balance.
Ouroboros. Ouroboros. No właśnie, Ouroboros. Miałem tytuł zrobić. Ouroboros.
Senor Marquez.
Yes, George?
No dobra, rozmawiajmy.
So, La Malediccio belongs to your family?
It did. Once it was stolen, I did not believe I would ever see it again.
You must have been excited to see the painting again.
It was a miracle.
Gnostycy.
You
Ouroboros.
mentioned the Gnostics. What can you tell me about them?
It is not important. A religious sect, that is all. My family were Gnostic. They were a peaceful, good people.
To po co ja mam mu... Może mu dam
Hey, Senor
karalucha.
Marquez. Meet Trevor.
He is a cockroach in a box.
He's my new pet. I'm getting rather attached to him. I
Spinasz.
found this paperclip. It's gotta be useful for something.
I imagine if you have any paper you need clipped.
Nie wiem, po co ja mam rozmawiać na ten temat z nim, no ale dobra.
I found some evidence that ties Henri to the dodgy security company.
That doesn't surprise me. It sounds as though the whole thing was set up.
Hejka, koniu, witam, witam. O zdrowie pytam. Dobra, wszystko przeklikajmy, skoro gra
Do you need to borrow my
pozwala.
nail clippers?
I prefer to bite my nails, monsieur.
What do you think of this?
I would not use it to clean my shoes, monsieur.
Well, to be honest, neither would I.
Dzisiaj o tej godzinie mnie tu widzisz, bo mam wolne. Końskie zdrowie, no widzisz.
I found this completion note for the security work done at the
To
gallery.
mi jeszcze do
They
końskiego
went
zdrowia
against my
daleko.
recommendations.
And now my painting has been stolen.
I don't suppose you have any use for a match.
Why would I?
Zapałki chcę mu dać. No to
You
herbatniki
want a
mu dam.
cookie, Senor Marquez?
Skoro mogę przeklikać.
No, it has been in your pocket and is falling to pieces.
Ale fajnie, że są porobione teksty pod te różne pierdoły. Dlaczego by ich nie posłuchać? A ja się bawię. Nieraz, wiesz, gram w takie przygodówki albo takie, gdzie przemieszczasz się z planszy na planszę i szukasz jakichś obiektów, rozwiązujesz zagadki. To jest podobna gra. Ale ma fabułę jakąś,
Nico?
nie?
Yes, George?
Dobra. Ruski agent.
What do we know about this Medovsky character?
Ronnie said he was dangerous and very rich. He claims to be the owner of La Malediccio.
And appears to be the boss of Vera's security who were supposed to protect it. Now that kind of figures. The best way to steal something is to get hired to look after it. But why steal a painting you already own?
We need to talk to this guy.
To do that, we need to
Gdzie
find him.
tam? Ja mam wolne po pierwszym. Wziąłem sobie te 2 dni. W końcu kiedyś muszę odpocząć. Bo Jezu.
So let's go over what we know about the thief.
Okay, well, he had a distinctive tattoo on one arm.
And his helmet had Waterloo Motors across it.
Not a lot to go on.
No, mogę pogadać teraz o tatuażu. Dobra,
Why would
wszystko po
somebody steal
kolei.
their own painting?
Insurance scam? But then why kill Henri?
I get the impression that Henri was somehow involved.
Do ubezpieczenia to zrobił i zginął, ale przez przypadek, czy... A ty, koniu, co tam porabiasz? Gdzieś tam pracujesz?
I found the gun that Henri was shot with at Vera's
Czy
security.
dorywczo gdzieś?
If Medoski owns Vera Security, it means that he must know the killer.
Well, it can't be Annette, but she has to be involved in some way. You said the thief had a tattoo.
On his arm, it was a skull and crossbones with headhunters written around it.
Waterloo Motors. Może będę mógł się udać do tego
We need to track down
klubu.
Waterloo Motors.
O właśnie.
Have you tried the internet?
I've been kind of busy.
Okay, let's have a look.
Dobra. Będziemy szukać w internecie Waterloo Motors.
Waterloo Station, Battle of Waterloo, Waterloo Kebabs, Waterloo
O, może być
Sunset.
kebab.
Ah, here we go. Waterloo Motors. It's a garage in London. I'll send the number to your phone.
No i pięknie. I pewnie będę miał nową miejscówkę do zwiedzania. Ale jeszcze
Niko?
chciałbym z Niko pogadać.
Yes?
Pokazać jej karalucha na przykład. Nie, no wszystko po kolei przeklikam, skoro mogę.
Do you want to borrow these clippers?
Może będzie jakaś...
Word of advice, George. Never say that on a first date.
My nie jesteśmy na pierwszej randce. Może będzie jakieś trofeum.
Smell this.
Oh, zut alors. I had an uncle who used to wear that. Maman told me to watch out for him.
Potwierdzenie
What do you think
wykonania
of this,
zlecenia.
Not much, George.
What do
zapałki.
you think of this, Nico?
I don't know. Do you think it might be useful?
I'm pretty
Herbatniki.
surprised this cookie is held up so well in my pocket.
Gotta work on the small talk, George.
Dobra, teraz będzie najlepszy
Hey,
karalu.
Nico, have I introduced you to Trevor?
Oh, get that horrible thing away.
This paperclip is bound to come in useful. I just know it.
Well, you've surprised me before, George. I'd keep it.
Wow, spinacz
Here's
się
the
przyda.
proof that Henri was involved in the robbery.
Interesting. But it doesn't help us find the killer.
Killer. Dobra. Idę szukać ten motor z coś tam. Chyba, że jestem w stanie się udać
I
jeszcze
wasn't
tutaj
going to
gdzieś.
leave until I figured out where I needed to go next.
Jak? Czy ona mi wysłała na telefon? Niko. Waterloo Motors. Dobra, może muszę zadzwonić i może mi podadzą adres.
Waterloo Motors.
Hi,
How can I help you?
my name is George Stobart. I'm investigating a murder that was committed here in Paris.
Wszystko
What's that got to
powiedział.
do with us?
Kask Waterloo Motors.
The guy we're looking for was wearing a helmet with Waterloo Motors on it.
Oh yeah, it's a very popular helmet.
I don't suppose you know who might have bought one?
Well, not unless you've got any more information, mate.
Konserwator osiedla. No proszę. A może mojego osiedla? Bo tutaj jest taki starszy pan na tym osiedlu, konserwator.
The killer had a tattoo on his arm.
Mógłby się tu też przydać
Said
ktoś.
Headhunters.
Oh, I know that guy. Yeah, he bought one of our helmets just the other day.
Terrific. Do you know his name?
Nah. Brings his boss's Merc here to have it serviced. Word to the wise, though. I hear he don't mess about. The car's registered on Dutchy Street, if there's any help. I mean, that's all I know, mate, sorry.
No, that's more than enough. You've been a great help. Thanks for your time.
O, dostałem trofeum. Ewolucja rosyjska się nazywa.
Bingo.
Good work. That has to be the guy. And now we've got his address.
How about a trip to London?
I thought you'd never ask. Senor Marquez, will you be okay here?
The bed is uncomfortable, but it will do. Come back quickly with the painting, eh?
I mnie przyniosło do Londynu. Nie mogłem się tam udać do tego
London
sąsiada
Paris.
do
Gotta love
domu? Ale pięknie
This is
jest
the
to w
place.
Londynie.
Here
Big
on the
Ben.
right. To afford a place like this in London, you've got to be good at something.
Nie, no fajna ta gra jest. No,
So, we clear on how we're going to do this?
Yeah.
fajnie, że
We're
się
two
tyle
insurance
zmienia w tej
investigators,
grze.
see? We finagle our way inside, butter Manowski up, and then get the dirt on him, right?
Fanoodle?
Yeah. Fanoodle. You remember how to fanoodle, don't you, Nico?
George, how could I ever forget?
Good. Because I suspect we're gonna need Major League fanoodling in this one.
You got it.
Nie gadać. Brama. A mogę iść gdzieś na boki? Ja tu... A, teraz nią kieruję. Dobra, tu nie pójdę. Co ona ma w ekwipunku? Ona ma legitymację i telefon. Nic szczególnego. I tutaj też nie pójdę. No dobra, czyli to jednak jest taka mała lokacja. Tu jest ogrodnik. Brama. To może najpierw bramę złapmy.
It's locked.
Siema, Kondzio. Nagrałeś 10 godzin. Powiem ci, dzisiaj będę chciał. Wczoraj myślałem, że pogram w ciągu dnia, Ale nie pograłem jakoś. Farminga grałem cały dzień. Poza live'em. Polskich marynarzy za Castoramą, okej. No pięknie, no. Domofon.
No answer.
Nie no, mi się w ogóle pady nic nie ładują. Mi pad trzyma 20 minut. Dziesięć godzin. Powiem ci, ja mam trochę cykora grając takie gry, powiem ci, ale no co, wtedy pograłem na tym pierwszym live'ie i no dzisiaj będę chciał. Jeszcze raz, dobra, to zawołajmy może do niego, żeby nam otworzył.
Excuse me? Hello?
Udaje, że nie słyszy.
On your bike, darling. This is a private residence.
Wypadł
We're
z
here to
baru.
see Mr. Madowski.
So,
Wydowski, kierowca, ogrodnik. To po kolei.
We have important business with Mr. Madowski.
and who the hell might you be?
I'm Nico Kalar, and this is my colleague, George Stobart.
Well, isn't that cozy? Can you count, darling?
Yes, of course.
Policzę do
Well
10 i
then, one,
znikasz.
I don't know you all laughing boy here from Adam. Two, you ain't got no business round here. And three, I don't like French birds. Comprenez?
A co masz do francuskich laluń?
Hi, guess who?
Kurczę, a miałem tam 3
What do
opcje
you
do
want?
rozmowy. To może o tym porozmawiamy. Ogrodnik,
I don't
kierowca.
suppose you know Mr. Madowski's driver, do you?
Maybe you didn't hear me the first time. Get lost.
Ja pierdzielę. Dobra, to za trzecim razem pogadam na
Hi,
temat ogrodnika.
guess who?
Ogrodnika. On się już nie odwróci.
What do
Odwrócił się.
you want?
Do you work for Mr. Madowski?
No, I'm standing here pruning his edges for a laugh. Course I blooming work for him. Look, will you stop asking all these blooming questions? Can't you see I'm busy?
O. Spiralny krzew. Muszę coś zrobić, żeby... Tylko co?
The bush was
Spiralny.
perfectly shaped.
Krzew był idealnie przestrzeżony. Czy ja mogę coś kurwa z tą legitymacją zrobić? Dobra, może pogadamy z George'em, może on wpadnie na jakiś temat. Jakiś pomysł
Hey,
będzie
George.
miał.
What's up?
Seriously, how are we going to do this? According to Ronnie, Madowski is the real deal.
Coming from Ronnie, that's quite a compliment.
If Madowski's the killer,
We need to be careful. Which suggests...
I use my Gallic charm?
Exactly.
No to ciekawe, co ja mam zrobić. On powiedział, że nie jestem w jego typie. Duży krzew.
It was topiary in progress.
To co ja mam zrobić? Mam się rozebrać tutaj, czy co? Nie ma takiej opcji. Legitymacja, telefon. To mogę zadzwonić do swojego szefa. Co to mi
Ronnie
da?
wouldn't have been too pleased to hear that I was chasing after Madowski.
Coś muszę zrobić, tylko... Nie mogę chyba tutaj. A może mu to pokażę?
Showing him my press card would have blown my cover.
A, no to... Może rzucę legitymację w
It was a
Sure.
nice idea, but wouldn't have worked.
No właśnie. Może z domofonem coś mogę zrobić?
That wouldn't happen.
Nie. Jak mam użyć swojego wdzięku, skoro gościu mówi, że nie jestem w jego typie? Coś muszę z nim odpierdzielić.
Hi,
Panie
guess
ogrodniku.
who?
Halo, halo, to ja.
What do you want?
Czego chcecie? A, dobra, powiem mu, że piękny ogród tego, zacznę się... Okej.
A nice bush?
Bush? This is so much more than just a bush.
Oh, I am sorry.
It's art, love. Or to be precise, topiary. And as everybody knows,
Topiary is a transition form.
that's right. A statement of man's dominance over nature. A metaphor for the human condition.
And yet,
It's not enough, is it?
not for the big questions.
Life, death.
Right and wrong.
Tell me about it.
You struggle, monsieur?
Day and night.
That is the human condition.
Can we ever escape it?
It is possible through meditation, contemplation.
I see.
It is our only salvation.
Well, you give me food for thought, you have.
Anytime.
Much appreciated. At a difficult time.
You are welcome, monsieur.
So, anyway, this is my latest piece. What do you think?
Zajebiste. A jakbym powiedział, że źle? To co? Spieprzyłbym fabułę? No chyba niemożliwe, żebym mógł spieprzyć fabułę. Co, gra by mi się skończyła? Dobra, powiedzmy,
It's
że dobrze.
very nice.
Bardzo ładny ptak, krzak, orzeł. O kurwa, orzeł.
Eagle? A two-headed eagle.
Result. Get in there, my son. Yes, it's a Russian Imperial Eagle for the boss. You spotted it straight off. I owe you one, lady. You have got that rare quality. Real insight.
No, please. You have a rare talent.
No i co? I teraz mogę pogadać jeszcze raz? Czy, nie wiem, wpuści mnie, czy co?
Anything else you can tell us about Mr. Medowski's driver?
Not really, miss.
We have important business with Mr. Medowski.
I need a good reason to bother the boss with this. He's a busy man.
I understand, but I think he'll want to speak with us.
What makes what you have to say so important?
La Malédiction, a painting that belongs to him, has been stolen. If he wants his insurance claim processed quickly, then he'll want to speak with us. I think he might be annoyed if he finds out you never even told him we came around, right?
Okay, okay. Hang on, I'll phone him now.
Okej.
Yeah, Mr. Medowski?
Wręcz by
Yes, boss. Right, I will do. You've piqued the boss's interest. That isn't always a good thing. The gate should be open.
Uh-huh.
I'll take you inside. Follow me, please.
Zobaczymy. Czy nie będziemy musieli uciekać zaraz. Ło. Ale książek.
Mr. Medowski will be right with you, madame.
Ten Madowski z daleka to wygląda jak Putin.
Well, we're in. Now what?
We'll make him think we're all set to pay out on the policy. See if we can get him to talk.
Oho. Przyszedł.
Welcome, welcome.
Good day, monsieur. My name is Nico Collard. And this is my assistant, Georges Tabar.
You are here to discuss La Maledicción, yes?
Correct.
I am surprised to see you. My agreement with the
Correct.
gallery specified that my ownership should be kept in the strictest confidence. It would appear that agreement has been broken.
A man has been killed, monsieur.
An agreement is an agreement.
Miękko, twardo. Kurwa. Na miękko miałem wejść, na twardo.
My apologies for disturbing you, monsieur, but I'm afraid we must ask you some questions.
So be it. The loss of a painting is nothing compared to the loss of a life. Ask away.
Prawowity.
How did you come into possession of La Maledicción?
I purchased it at auction.
Okej. Złodziej Henry.
We have reason to believe that the theft was an inside job.
Oh, that is terrible. The staff at the gallery were so pleasant to deal with, but such is human nature. I trust this won't delay the insurance claim.
I'm sure matters will be sorted out soon.
Dobra,
Did you know
Henry.
Henri, the gallery owner?
Oh, purely on a professional basis. My restorer recommended his gallery to me.
Did you ever meet him personally?
No, only via email. I rarely fly. I'm carbon neutral, you know.
Very conscientious, monsieur.
Well, the planet won't save itself.
Właśnie, ten konserwator. Kto to może być? Dowody zakupu.
Do you have receipts for the painting?
Of course. I have already sent them to your office.
These things take time to process.
What is there to process? I own the painting. Someone stole it, and your company provided me with insurance. I am the victim here.
A state you share with the deceased, monsieur.
Vera
What connection do
Security.
you have to Vera Security?
I've never heard of it.
Na
There is
pewno.
strong evidence that ties you to Vera Security.
Oh, you are beginning to sound like a policeman, madame.
We are merely doing our jobs, monsieur. We must leave no stone unturned.
I would leave this particular stone unturned if I were you.
I'd rattled him, but I didn't want to push too hard. Of course. We will check our information again.
I would do that.
Dobra,
Your
konserwator.
restorer, how does he fit into all this?
Hobbs. Well, he did a little cleaning work on La Maledicción, that's all.
To może być on.
I think that's enough for now. When do you expect the claim to be paid out?
It will not be long, monsieur.
When exactly? Surely you can give me a date.
Monsieur Medowski, I'm sure you...
Please excuse the interruption, sir.
What is it, Shears?
Hobbs is here.
O, i on będzie miał pewnie na ramieniu ten tatuaż.
Portfolio, sir.
For pity's sake, can he not just follow simple instructions? Please excuse me for a moment.
Mogę się tu porozejrzeć trochę po tym pokoju?
The gardener's called Shears?
Yeah, probably not what his mother christened him.
What a creep.
Very clever creep at that. We got nothing on him, and he knows it.
He just brushed off the Vera connection. We need something else to get under his skin. I could use Marquez as leverage.
Yeah, it's just one man's word against another.
So what else can we do?
Let's take a look around. Maybe there's something here we can use against him.
Good idea, George. You search, I'll keep watch at the window.
Okej. No to szukamy. Medowski. Galeria postaci. Share. No wyraźnie jak Putin wygląda. Madowski aspiruje do miana oligarchy z całych sił, naśladując mieszkających w Londynie miliarderów, byłych funkcjonariuszy KGB, którymi spotyka się w Chelsea. Wie, że pod względem inteligencji nie dorasta swoim rosyjskim bohaterom do pięt, ale stara się ten fakt nadrabiać czystym, lodowatym okrucieństwem. Sher to fan piłki nożnej pełniący rolę osobistego ochroniarza i ogrodnika. Nie grzeszy inteligencją, więc idealnie pasuje do Medowskiego. Aby choć trochę poskromić swoją skłonność do przemocy, zajął się sztuką ozdobnego strzyżenia krzewów, ujawniając na tym polu niemałe zdolności. A kogoś opuściłem? Jedną osobę. Biblioteczka.
Leather-bound Klasyks, bought by the yard, no doubt. I should have guessed. Keyboard was Cyrillic. ASD G or F? I couldn't remember. I didn't know the symbols. If I'd been able to remember the layout of a US keyboard, I might have been able to figure it out. ZX. I needed a keyboard for reference. I didn't know the symbols. If I'd been able to remember the layout of a US keyboard, I might have been able to figure it out. Medovsky in Libya. Happy days. What kind of guy hangs a picture of himself and Colonel Gaddafi on the wall?
The kind who will commit murder in order to steal their own painting.
It was a Russian privatization voucher. I wondered why Medovsky displayed it so proudly. Medovsky had left the cabinet open. On the shelf inside was a business card and a scribbled note. I picked up the business card. It read, Wilfred Hobbs, Fine Art Restoration. I made a note of the address. Then I put the card back where I'd found it. No point arousing Medovsky's suspicions.
Dobra, mamy jak coś tam, coś tam. A co to jest?
See a penny, pick it up, then all day you'll have good luck. A Russian imperial egg. It looked rather plain.
Kartka z podziękowaniem.
It was a thank you note from a British politician. Huh. Medovsky certainly had some dubious friends. Everything was in Cyrillic, except for a number. 1869.
Da się
Everything was in Cyrillic, except for a number.
stronę przełożyć.
1869.
1869. Może to będzie też jeszcze jakiś kod.
I suspected the medals weren't from the Moscow Debating Society.
No i tu jakieś
The note
zapiski.
read, L-SERP drawings for you to check. WH. Now we're cooking with gas. I wondered if the painting could be in the portfolio that Medowski had taken.
Wucha?
The note read, L. Serp drawings for you to check. W.H. It seems our Medowski has friends in low places.
Wucha coś.
It's like my boss said. The guy wants to be a player.
Jeszcze raz?
Medowski in Libya.
Tam bym spróbował wejść, ale zanim ten, to jeszcze tutaj.
It was
Papierośnica.
a beautifully inlaid cigarette box.
Zepsuty
The
sam.
catch had snapped.
Można to czymś otworzyć, na przykład spinaczem?
The paperclip just flexed and slipped off the catch.
Zsuwał się z zamknięcia. To może monetą.
By extraordinary good fortune, the coin I'd picked up was the perfect shape to flip open the broken catch. Fancy that.
No i pięknie. Jest klucz. Najpierw sprawdzę papieros.
The same brand of cigarettes that were in the ashtray in Vera's security.
Czyli to go łączy z miejscem. Vera Security.
Keys are always useful.
No nie. Przyłapią nas, jak nic.
The same.
Jak nic nas przyłapią.
Yes.
You should not have turned up here, Mr. Hobbs. I made it clear I would deliver the package later today.
I wanted to make sure it got to me all right. I've got a lot of work to do on it.
This is most inconvenient.
Medowski's arguing with his visitor, Ops, about the portfolio.
That portfolio is important, I'm sure of it.
Hobbs. A, teraz się tu pojawił, dobra. Wilf Hobbs, wywodzący się z nizin społecznych, Hobbs to utalentowany malarz, który otrzymał stypendium jednej z najlepszych londyńskich uczelni. Stał się obiektem zazdrości całego brytyjskiego środowiska artystycznego, by w końcu zmarnować swój talent zamiast sztuki, wybierając narkotyki, kobiety i hazard. Jest nieprzewidzialny, bystry, nieustraszony, ale także niegrzeczny, wiecznie pijany, uparty i bardzo, bardzo gniewny. Widzisz, nie można wybierać narkotyków, kobiet ani hazardu. To są 3 bardzo złe rzeczy w życiu. Tak. Prawdę mówią. Dobra, zanim tam wejdę, to może mogę z nią na jakiś temat pogadać. Drzwi.
It was the door to the hallway.
Nie wiem, czy chcę tam iść.
Nico?
Shh. I'm eavesdropping, Josh.
Aha, dobra.
It was locked.
Dawaj klucz.
The study door's open now. Hear anything else interesting?
Hang on.
Listen, Hobbs, just take the portfolio and do your work. You are nervous, and I don't like that.
Understood. I have got a few questions, though.
I do not like questions either. Hurry up.
I noticed a couple of people arriving. Who were they? They look like coppers.
They were from the insurance company.
Has the...
Hobbs is going to head off with the portfolio. Whatever's in there is important. We need to stay with it.
I got Hobbs' address from his card. When we're done here, we should check it out.
Okay, Josh, but hurry. Medowski will be back soon.
No dobra, to idźmy
I'm gonna
tam.
check out the study.
Okay.
Wow, there must be millions of dollars worth of art on these walls.
Czekaj, a co tam było? Żeby spojrzeć na coś.
These
Jakiś
paintings would have
obraz.
kept a critic enraptured for hours, but I didn't have time to dwell.
Pewnie będzie ukryte jakiś kurde save.
Medovsky certainly loved art, or pretended to. Medovsky had a truly impressive collection of paintings.
Biurko, krzesło.
It was an expensive chair. Medovsky had a truly impressive collection of paintings. The painting reminded me of my Aunt Maud. I'd never liked her.
Wszystkie
Medovsky had a
przeklikam.
truly
Ale widzę, że się powtarza.
Medovsky had
Teksty się powtarzają.
Medovsky
Powtarzają się.
Medovsky had a
No dobra, czyli to nie chodzi. Otwarta szuflada. Dobra, to po kolei. Najpierw do szuflady, a później do biurka.
The drawer was open. My heart skipped a beat.
Boże,
But
będzie broń.
inside I saw only a candy bar wrapper.
Nie wziąłeś tego papierka, tak?
The drawer was open. But inside I
Dobra, czyli tu nic. Dawaj biurko.
The desk was magnificent.
O. Coś z tymi literami. Litera, cyrylicy. H.
Filthy habit.
Popielniczka. Ale tu coś leży.
The chair was fancy and probably more expensive than it looked. Those two little holes were just waiting for me to put my fingers in. I resisted the urge.
Dlaczego by nie? Dobra, ja tu muszę przycisk. Mogę to jakoś tak? Ale jest jakaś zagadka. WH coś było, nie? Ale co to jest W? Które to jest W w cyrylicy? WH. Tu tam było, nie? Zaraz. Tu było.
Medovsky had left the cabinet open. On the shelf inside, the note read, L-SERP drawings for you to check. WH.
Aha. Rysunki. Ucha. Albo coś tu. Właśnie, co ja mam tam wcisnąć? Mam tutaj maszynę do pisania.
I should have guessed. Keyboard was Cyrillic.
Chyba, że muszę sobie spisać po kolei tamte. Tam było H. Jakbym wcisnął te WH.
I tried to remember how that row of keys read on a US keyboard.
Kurczę, ale nie mogę tam wciskać guzików. Mogę tu wciskać guzików. Tutaj. Tylko w jakiej kolejności i co mam wcisnąć? Skąd ja mogę to wiedzieć? Chyba że jakieś te nazwisko z książki. Może to jakiś... Jeszcze raz sprawdzę. Do czegoś ta maszyna musi być, ale...
Medowski had left
Dlaczego?
the cabinet open. On the shelf inside was a business card and a scribbled note.
Bonka?
Everything was in Cyrillic, except for a number. 1869.
Ale tu nie ma 1869. Litera cyrylicy.
The lettered panels appeared to conceal buttons.
No dobra, ale co ja mam zrobić
The
teraz?
lettered panels appeared to conceal buttons.
Skąd ja mam wiedzieć, co mam wciskać? To Wojna i pokój lwa to ustoja, ta książka. Okej. Ale co to mi mówi? Skąd ja mam wiedzieć, co ja mam tu wciskać?
The lettered panels.
Easy. Coś, żeby to było... Jakieś hasło, jakaś... Kurczę.
Medowski had left the cabinet open. On the shelf inside was a business card and a scribbled note.
To nie wiem, czy mam się czymś tu sugerować na tym tytule, czy co?
The note read, L-SERP drawings for you to check. WH. The note read,
Rysunek
L-SERP drawings for
Klasyka.
you to check.
Rysunki. Żeby zerknąć na nie, na rysunki jakieś. Ale gdzie tu są rysunki? Tu jest kwit. Chyba niczego nie pominąłem, tak mi się wydaje. Kurczę, no nie wiem. Zaciąłem się. Nie znam się na cyrylicy. Co ja mam tu wciskać? Mogę wciskać na lewo i prawo. Może coś trafię. Wszystkie wciśnięte nic nie dają. No właśnie, może coś ukryte na obrazach, ale ja każdy obraz wciskałem. Tam jest notatka, zerknij na rysunki, ale to rysunki to nie obrazy. Chyba że ja coś tu przegapiłem. Bo żaden obraz jakby nie działa.
Medowski had a true...
Tutaj w szufladzie nic.
The drawer was open. But inside I saw only a...
Papieryk od cukierków. No, ciekawe, bo mam tu coś do wciśnięcia. Pewnie muszę odpowiednio wcisnąć, wtedy się coś otworzy. Zapewne. Mam tu jakąś książkę z cyrylicą.
Medowski in Libya.
I jest jeszcze maszyna do pisania. W biblioteczce nic. Chyba że mogę wyjść stąd, bo to
I
jeszcze
knew
nie
we should wait for
sprawdzałem.
Medowski.
Nie, nie mogę wyjść. Może ona coś zna na temat
Nico?
cyrylicy. Nie, ona podsłuchuje. No jest maszyna do pisania. Nic tu więcej kurna nie ma.
I should have guessed. Keyboard was Cyrillic.
No i tutaj jest cyrylica i teraz... Skąd ja mam wiedzieć?
ZX. I needed a keyboard for
I on
reference.
musi zerknąć na jakąś klawiaturę, no. Skąd ja mam wziąć klawiaturę mu teraz?
I didn't know the symbols. If I'd been able to remember the layout of a US keyboard, I might have been able to figure it out.
I
I
on tu
didn't know the
mówi,
symbols. If I'd been able to
że
remember the
gdybym
layout
pamiętał
of a US
amerykański
keyboard,
układ
I might have been able to
klawiszy,
figure it out.
byłbym w stanie je rozgryźć. Czyli co?
I tried to remember how that row of keys read on a US keyboard.
Czyli kwerty na przykład. Rok 1869 w cyrylicy. No ale jak się pisze w cyrylicy 1869? No to jest trochę nielogiczne, żebym ja to, nie wiem, szukał teraz, kurde, w internecie.
I didn't know the symbols. If I'd been able to remember...
Kurczę, o co tu chodzi?
I tried to remember how that row of keys... ZX... I needed a keyboard for
Musiałem
reference.
zerknąć na jakąś klawiaturę.
ASD... G or F? I couldn't remember. ASD... G or F? I couldn't remember.
Może ja w telefonie mam? Z pracy weź klawiaturę. No jakbym pamiętał układ, ale mówi, że jakbym zerknął na jakąś klawiaturę, może kurna, bez jaj, w telefonie zerknę. Nie, no to nie ma w telefonie żadnej klawiatury.
I couldn't call Rickenbacker without a reason. I needed to see Medowski's proof of ownership.
Kurczę, ja wiem, że w tej grze są podpowiedzi. Kurna. Czy coś tu jest, żeby mi pomogło? List niszczarki, sążki, perfumy, karalucha, spinacz. Dobra, ale mówisz, żeby 1800... Jaki? Rok?
Medowski had left the cabinet
69.
open. On the shelf inside was a business card.
Ale jak się pisze w cyrylicy 1869? Kto to ma wiedzieć?
I suspected the medals weren't from the Moscow Debating Society. It was a thank you note from a British politician.
Za głupi jestem na tą grę po
Medowski certainly
prostu.
had some dubious friends. The
No
note
jest
read,
tutaj.
L-SERP drawings for you to check.
Rysunki Elsar.
WH.
Szerpa. Zerknij. A gdzie te rysunki są? Kwit. Nic więcej nie ma. Chyba że jest coś, czego ja nie znalazłem jeszcze tutaj. No i tak będę tu, kurde, siedział teraz. 1869. Biurko. No tu nic. No tak, tylko że ja na tej klawiaturze nie mogę nic wcisnąć. Rozumiesz, o co chodzi? Nie mogę wejść w interakcję z żadnym guzikiem, żeby zrobić jakąś interakcję, bo on twierdzi, że on nie pamięta. I że on chce spojrzeć na jakąś klawiaturę. No to kurna, gdzie masz spojrzeć na jakąś klawiaturę? Tu nie ma żadnej klawiatury, a wyjść stąd nie mogę, więc nie rozumiem po prostu, co mam teraz zrobić. Które klawisze za jaką cyfrę odpowiadają, mam informację. Które klawisze za jaką cyfrę odpowiadają. A, poczekaj, no tak. No tak. No tak, poczekaj. 1869, nie?
Keyboard was Cyrillic.
Czyli to by było... Czekaj, to by była jedynka, czy tu jest jedynka? Tu jest... Czyli to by było A. Rząd klawiszy, takie A. A, H. A, H, S. I takie O przekreślone. A, H, S, O, tak? Zobaczmy, czy to zadziała. Jak nie zadziała, to wezmę podpowiedź, bo po prostu... Czyli tak, to było takie A, H, S i takie O przekreślone.
A secret drawer popped open.
Jest! No, dzięki za podpowiedź.
I was going to discover Medowski's secrets.
Dobra. Ja myślałem, że ja muszę znaleźć w grze klawiaturę. Bo mi mówi, muszę zerknąć na jakąś klawiaturę. A on po prostu mówi, żebym ja, jako gracz, zerknął na klawiaturę.
It certainly wasn't Medowski's sock drawer. Hey, Nico! Come see this! I think we've struck gold.
Hang on, I'm coming.
Look, a letter from a guy called Gainan. His company, Wolfram, want to purchase La Malediccio. They're offering way over the asking price.
Anything connecting Medowski to Vera?
Well, let's see. Here we go. A lease for Vera's security.
Aha! Then we have the proof we need.
I teraz oni
Hey, what's
wpadną.
this? Expenses for a Mr. Shears. Waterloo Motors, one helmet. These are from Paris. Madame La Trex.
O, wszystko, wszystkie dowody. To się nie może tak szybko skończyć.
Nico. Pizza.
A, sprawdziłeś w poradniku.
Might just be Ollie's killer.
Josh, what have we got ourselves into? I just heard the front door close. Medowski's coming. Put everything back
Jezu,
in
co on
order.
tak
Quick.
grzebie tam cały czas?
Right.
Chwilę później. No dobra, może się jednak ogarnęli z
Never
czasem.
suspect we just ransacked his house for evidence.
Josh, the coin.
Ale wziąłeś? Kurde.
Cool, Nico. I'll handle this.
No znalazłem monetę i sobie wziąłem, no jejku, na pamiątkę.
I apologize
Znalezione,
for
nie
the
kradzione.
lengthy wait. As you can imagine, my time is at a premium.
That's fine, Mr. Medowski. I think we're almost finished anyway.
And payment?
Very soon, monsieur. Very soon.
Ale on wziął
Is
te
there anything
papiery,
else
czy
I can
może
assist
zrobił
you?
zdjęcie telefonem, czy co? O, mogę pogadać o wszystkim pewnie. Medal.
Nice collection of medals you have there, Mr. Medowski.
I earned them serving my country.
Anywhere interesting?
Chechnya. Ever been there?
No, can't say I've had the pleasure.
Dziwnie wymówił Czecznia. My to wymawiamy Czeczenia, a Czecznia wymówił. Wojna i pokój.
Is
O.
that a first edition of War and Peace?
Of course. Printed in 1869. A great year for my country's literature. and Tolstoy is the master.
Kaddafi.
Is that a picture of you with Colonel Gaddafi?
A deeply wonderful man. He was a great fan of the Impressionists.
Well, he certainly left quite an impression on Libya.
Mogę porozmawiać z Medowskim o Medowskim. Okej.
So, what brought you into the art business, Mr. Medowski?
Oh, an eye for great artists, an appreciation of fine culture, and a love of what you Americans call the greenback.
You must be upset at the theft of La Maledizione.
Yes, and disappointed that someone would kill for such a minor piece.
On go ukradł, ukartował, był tam zapisek, że nawet kupił ten kask i tak dalej i pewnie kazał tam komuś to zrobić, tylko nie wiem czy kazał zabić tego kurczę właściciela galerii, no bo ktoś mu oferował większe pieniądze niż tej galerii, nie? Więc chciał się z tego pewnie wymigać.
So this Hobbs guy,
I jeszcze dostać pieniądze z
No,
ubezpieczenia.
we simply have a business arrangement. We've been through this already. Now please, if you're quite finished, I'm a busy man.
Thank you for your time, Monsieur Medowski. We'll be in touch soon.
well, no prizes for guessing where we go now.
Hobbs' place, right?
Got it in one. Medowski's pretty shady, don't you think?
He bought our act, though. You make a pretty good insurance man, George.
Yeah, who'd have thought it?
By the time he realizes we're not assessing his claim, we'll have cracked the case and be toasting our success.
Here's hoping.
No ten samochód,
Looks like
taksówka chyba, a nie, to zielona, żółta
Come
powinna
on,
być.
let's get that cab.
Chociaż to jest
Taksi?
taksówka. Stoi tam od samego początku, jak tu przyjechaliśmy. Po krótkiej
I think we just
przejażdżce.
stepped off the London tourist trail.
I guess this Hobbs character doesn't like visitors.
Not the kind of place you'd expect to find a restorer of old masters.
Unless you didn't want to attract attention.
He's attracted ours. Let's see what Mr. Hobbs knows about La Maledizione.
And let's try and get a look inside that portfolio.
Zapuścić żurawia. Spróbujmy zapuścić żurawia do tego portfolio. Takiego języka po takiej francusce bym się nie spodziewał. Okno zbadaj.
The van's window looks
Psy
like it hadn't been
szczekają.
washed for years. The door was locked. Looking
Drzwi
through the
były
window, I could see
zamknięte.
that there was nothing in the van. Hobbs must have taken the portfolio inside.
A mogę się tu jakoś włamać? Karalucha puszczę.
That wouldn't work.
Nie. A monetę otworzę? Nie tu.
That was almost a great idea. Almost.
Prawie. No to kurczę spinaczem.
That wouldn't make any sense.
Nie miało sensu. Dobra, czyli możliwe, że tam się nie dostanę. Daj mu jeszcze trochę żarcia, bo głodny jest karaluszek.
I fed Trevor a crumb. He loved that biscuit.
Już drugi raz go tak karmię. Ciekawe, ile razy można.
The large dumpster was full of garbage.
Pełno śmieci. I tu śmieci.
Piles of junk, mostly boxes of old paints and scraps of picture frames. Mixed in were wires, cardboard, and some dubious-looking old clothes.
Podejrzane szmaty. O, coś dzwoni.
George Stobart.
Ah, Monsieur Stobart. I trust you have obeyed my instructions not to leave Paris.
O nie.
Of course, Inspector.
Good. You clearly know which side your cookie is buttered. Now, I require your presence tomorrow at the murder scene for a reconstruction.
I see.
12 o'clock sharp, monsieur. Or, as you would say, high noon.
Sure.
A ja właśnie jestem w Londynie, kurczę.
Have you extraordinarily rendered. Have a nice day now.
And you. That was Nave. We're required back at the gallery tomorrow for a crime scene reconstruction.
Let me guess. Non-attendance is a criminal offense?
You got it.
A, tu jest jeszcze jakaś maska furgonetki.
It was the van hood. It had certainly seen a few bumps.
Mogę zajrzeć?
The hood was definitely stuck. The van was held together with rust and dirt.
O, otworzyło się. Ciekawe. Hamulec ręczny.
The handbrake looked ineffective, like all the other safety features.
Co tu jeszcze? Jest jakiś
It was a
whisky.
half-empty bottle of whiskey, or half full, depending on your attitude to life.
Mogę ją wziąć?
Slasha.
Okej. Co tu jeszcze? Klakson.
It was the horn.
Mogę użyć klaksonu?
Not a sound. The
Nie
horn
działa.
wasn't working.
Radio pewnie też nie działa. Bajka od maski.
It was the
Aha,
lever
mogę
to open the
otworzyć?
hood.
Dawaj.
I popped open the van's hood.
Dobra, otworzyłem maskę. A mogę spuścić hamulec
I
ręczny?
decided to leave the handbrake alone.
Okej. Dobra, zajrzymy pod maskę. Nie wiem po co, ale być może, że muszę, żeby się
The
dostać
engine
do
was held
środka.
together by rust and dirt. Everything was covered in a sticky film of dirty black oil. Half the wiring wasn't connected to anything. It was clear why the horn hadn't made a noise. Neither hornpipe was connected to either the battery or the cab.
Wiązka kabli. No w ogóle ten samochód tu jeździł w ogóle?
It was one of two horns in the van. It didn't seem to be connected to anything else under the hood. Two wires hung loose from it.
Może ja muszę zatrąbić, żeby on wyszedł, bo nawet nie podchodziłem do drzwi.
It was the van
Bateria.
battery. I needed to hook this up to the horn.
Aha,
so-
musiałem połączyć z klaksonem. No dobra. Dobra, czyli zanim ja zacznę tu grzebać, to ja sobie jednak sprawdzę. O, mogę podnieść śmieci. Szmaty jakieś, tak? A, będę
I
mógł
had found
wytrzeć.
just what I needed. Two lengths of wire.
A przewody jeszcze. Dobra, i coś jeszcze? Dobra, najpierw jeszcze sprawdzimy tam rynnę. Idziemy na rynnę, zbadaj rynnę.
The drain pipe was more rust than iron. Climbing drain pipes was something I preferred to avoid, unless I had a great reason to do so. It was a thick metal security door. Hobbs clearly took his security seriously.
Spróbujemy otworzyć drzwi, później domofon. Pewnie nie będzie działać ani jedno, ani drugie. No i... Puk,
I
puk,
don't
puk,
think
puk.
there's anyone home.
There's a light on upstairs.
A to skrzynka na listy.
The
to nie
mailbox
jest
read
domofon.
W. Hobbs, fine art restoration. There was a piece of paper sticking out of the mail slot. For a second, I debated the morality of mail snooping. It was a short debate, and I won. The mailbox was empty.
Dobra. Co my tu dostaliśmy? Zamknięty list.
I decided to open the letter.
Przeczytamy
Dear
list.
Mr. Hobbs, due to previous incidents, we are writing to inform you that we will no longer be sending models to your address. It went on to discuss Hobbs's temper and other alleged infractions, some of which still carry the death sentence in certain less sophisticated cultures. Interesting. This could come in useful.
List z agencji modelek.
The letter advised Mr. Hobbs that no more models would be sent to his address.
Biedny. Więcej modelek nie będzie. Dobra. No to trzeba wrócić do tej maski. I tu coś poukładać. Panował bałagan, żebym się znał na silnikach.
I didn't really have any reason to sabotage it.
Blok silnika. Bateria. Wiązka kabli. Zaraz.
I connected the wires from the cab to the horn.
Okej. I to teraz zadziała?
A bundle of short, severed wires was connected to the battery. None of the wires were connected to anything. It was the van's engine.
Jeszcze muszę coś podłączyć. 2 kable. Podłączyłem. Do akumulatora. Możliwe, że tu. Dobra, ale najpierw zobaczę, czy to zadziała. Może trzeba będzie jeszcze znaleźć.
The horn wasn't working.
Nie działał jeszcze. Ale zaraz, możliwe, że ja źle podłączyłem. Możliwe, że... Możliwe, że ten... Powinienem podłączyć... Tutaj.
I used the wire to join the battery to the horn.
Teraz podłączyłem.
The horn wasn't working.
Może więcej potrzeba.
A pile of paint, wire, and other junk. The large dumpster was full of garbage.
Łańcuch. Może tu coś będzie.
The chain was wrapped around the gate and secured with a tough-looking padlock. I wouldn't have been able to break the chain, or the padlock.
Okej. Możliwe, że ja źle podłączyłem te kable, albo jeszcze coś mi brakuje. No zaraz, to jest bateria. Kabel.
A bundle of short, severed wires was connected to the battery. It was the van battery. A bundle of short, severed wires was connected to the battery.
Dobra, to jest podłączone.
A loose wire hung from the left-hand horn. If I had some spare cable, I could connect it to the wires from the cab.
Do przewodów szoferki. No dobra, no to ja to zrobiłem przecież wcześniej.
I connected the wires from the cab to the horn.
Z szoferki do klaksonu.
A bundle of wires came into the engine bay from the dashboard. Many of the wires seemed to lead nowhere. It was the van's engine.
Ale dlaczego to dalej nie działa?
It was the van
Bateria.
battery.
To jest bateria. Wiązka kabli z szoferki do... I tu z akumulatora.
It was one of two horns in the van. It didn't seem to be connected to anything else under the hood. Two wires hung loose from it.
Czyli to są dwa klaksony.
A loose wire hung from the right-hand horn.
Zaraz. No tak. Brakuje mi chyba jednego kabla. Bo tu muszę mieć oczywiście z klaksonu, z szoferki do klaksonu i do drugiego klaksonu, ale nie mam podłączonego pod akumulator do baterii. Czyli jeszcze jeden kabel muszę mieć.
A bundle of short, severed wires was connected to the battery.
Tak mi się wydaje, nie? Bo jakbym zabrał ten przewód...
It was the van's engine.
Zabrał ten przewód i go dał tutaj.
I used the wire to join the battery to the horn.
To nie będzie działało.
A loose wire hung from the horn.
Muszę mieć
If I
jeszcze
had
jeden
some spare
kabel.
cable, I could connect it to the other horn.
Zaraz. Teraz wziąłem tu. Ja nie widzę ten kabel, gdzie leci, kurwa.
I used the wire to join the battery to the horn.
Ja go tu niby podłączam, a on leci tutaj, tak? Ten kabel.
It was the van battery.
Nie, no muszę mieć jeszcze jeden kabel. Tylko gdzie? Kontener na odpady. O, coś tu jeszcze jest. Teraz mi się
There was
pokazało.
nothing else of interest in the junk. There was nothing else of interest in the junk.
Poza tym w śmieciach nie było nic.
There was nothing else of interest in the junk.
To czemu jest?
A pile of paint, wire, and other junk.
A może to nie w śmieciach? Przecież tu jest jeszcze jakiś... Z tego nic nie wyciągnąłem.
The large dumpster was full of garbage.
Może tu z tyłu jeszcze jakiś kabel by był. Tu jest
The van's window
łańcuch.
looked like it hadn't been washed for years.
Whisky. List z agencji modelek. Może gdzieś książki mi by się przydały.
Nope, I needed to try something else. That wasn't worth trying.
No tak wybił okno, kurwa. Whisky.
I needed a better idea.
A może karalucha mogę tam puścić, bo mi coś znajdzie.
That was never gonna happen.
Mnie ciekawi, czemu to jest tak, jakby mógł coś podnieść, ale niczego nie mogę podnieść. Podnieść.
There was nothing else of interest in the junk.
No właśnie. Jeszcze sprawdzę raz tutaj. Może coś
The
tu
horn
będzie.
wasn't working.
Tylko ten
I
hamulec
decided to leave the
ręczny.
handbrake alone.
Żadnego tu przewodu nie widzę. Cholera ty. A jakbym spróbował jeszcze użyć cążki tam w środku, może bym przeciął jakiś kabel niepotrzebny. Ale tu nie ma. Niepodłączony kabel.
It was the van's engine. That was never gonna work.
Właśnie. No nic nie zrobię.
That
Spinaczem?
wouldn't make any sense.
Nie, no zaraz, jak wezmę ten kabel, go podłączę tu.
It was the van battery.
No i tu mi coś brakuje, nie? Niepodłączony przewód.
A loose wire hung from the right-hand horn.
Skąd mam wziąć trzeci kabel? No spinaczem tego nie
That
zrobię.
wasn't worth trying.
Bo cążki,
The
przedni
wire
przewód.
just reached across. It'd be crazy to cut it now.
Blok silnika. Dawaj, Karaluch, coś znajdziesz.
That wouldn't make any sense.
Nie. Ja muszę mieć gdzieś jeszcze jakiś kabel. Tylko gdzie?
There was definitely someone home.
No tak, okno, którego nie mogę otworzyć, łańcuch i nic poza tym. Okej. No i kontener, z którym też nic nie mogę zrobić. W śmieciach nic nie ma. Mimo że mogę coś podnosić, to nic nie mogę podnosić. Co tu? Mogę kurwa podpalić? To śmieci?
That was almost a great idea. Almost.
Powiem szczerze, że nie wiem, co teraz
That
zrobić.
wouldn't work.
Powiedz mi, co tu teraz jest? Jak naprawić klakson? Podłącz oba klaksony. 3 połączenia. Za pomocą 2 przewodów? Jak z 2 kabli zrobić 3? Jak z 2 kabli? No tak. Jak z 2 kabli zrobić 3? To nie jest za długi kabel. Ja mogę go przeciąć na pół.
I snipped the wire in half.
Ha, ha, ha. No i teraz mam 3 kable. No właśnie, a jak głupi szukałem,
I
trzeci
connected the
kabel.
wires from the cab to the horn.
A ja wszystko już miałem. Przy sobie.
The wire was just long enough to connect the battery to the horn.
No, musiałem sobie
Everything was
podpowiedzieć.
wired up. The horn had power.
Próbowałem przeciąć kabel, ale jak on był podłączony, to był błąd. Teraz zadziała.
I figured that should get Hobbs' attention.
All right, hold your blooming horses. What are you up to with my van?
Hello there. We fixed your horn.
So I hear. Now, what are you doing in my yard?
Sorry to bother you again, Mr. Hobbs, but... Well, that could have gone better.
He's not exactly the friendliest of characters.
Czyli jeszcze raz. Muszę jakoś inaczej z nim zagadać.
I decided to give it another blast.
For crying out loud, will you leave my van alone?
Sorry, just need a quick word, Mr. Hobbs. Hello there. We'd like to discuss some restoration work with you.
Then make an appointment. I'm busy.
This Hobbs guy doesn't exactly like visitors.
There must be some angle we can use to talk our way inside.
Ja już wiem, o co chodzi.
I decided to give it another blast.
You two again? What is it this time?
Jak to pewnie powiem, to on znowu się odwróci i wyjdzie. Więc albo Liz mu pokaże. No chyba nie whisky, że się chce z nim napić. Dobra, ale i tak wezmę to. Zobaczyć, czy na pewno się odwróci. Będę musiał mu ten list pokazać.
Mr. Hobbs, do you mind if we ask you a few questions?
Yes.
Yes, you will answer a few questions?
Yes, I do mind. Clear?
Not really.
Good. Now get lost.
Nie,
This is
powiedziałem.
crazy. We need to get in there and take a look around.
We need a good cover story.
Dobra, dawaj ten list. Czwarty raz.
I decided to give it another blast.
What now?
Afternoon, Mr. Hobbs. We're from the model agency.
About blooming time. I'm on a deadline. You better come up.
Czyli co? Będziemy pozować? Drzwi.
About time you two showed up.
Hello, Mr. Hobbs. I was just wondering if...
Can it, Goldilocks? I don't have time for chit-chat. Just get undressed behind that screen.
O
Undressed?
kurde.
That was the deal. An extra 20 quid because I need you with your kit off.
The studio was freezing.
And as for you, darling, no need to get undressed. I've got a vivid imagination, so I'll just use that.
No to ja bym wolał na
Either way,
odwrót.
just go sit over there on that rug and give me your best belly pock floozy. That's perfect. Just hold it there.
Nico made for a good distraction. I just needed to figure out how to get a look inside that portfolio.
Będziemy zaglądać do jego portfolio. Niko, rozbieraj się. No, musisz jakoś zapozować. Ja mam się w to różowe ubrać? Negdzisz. Wyjście. Butelki.
A variety of liquor bottles, all empty.
Szklanka do whisky.
It was a full glass of whiskey.
Hey, I'm still drinking that.
Taboret.
A well-worn stool sat in the corner.
Mogę na niego usiąść?
I didn't need to sit. It was time for action.
Mogę skrzynkę z bezpiecznikami rozwalić? Termostat?
It was a solid warehouse door. I had no need to walk out onto the balcony.
Nie? Dobra, zanim tu będę grzebał, to popatrzę jeszcze na boki.
The thermostat looked older than the building itself.
Hey! Leave that dial alone. The heating gobbles up all the power and the circuits can't take it.
Sorry.
Aha.
I turned the thermostat down again.
Później zwiększę i padnie prąd. Tylko muszę do tego dopuścić jakoś. Odtwarzacz włączę. Drzwi balkonowe, winda.
It was a shaky old elevator that would once have lifted goods between the floors. It was the same folder that Medovsky had taken from his cupboard. It was the only lead to the painting we had. I needed to look inside. But Hobbs was watching it like a hawk.
Dobra, zapiszę grę. Spróbuję podejść. Pewnie się wścieknie.
Oi, what do you think you're doing?
Oh, sorry. I was just going to take a look at some of your pictures. You're very good.
I know, and that portfolio is private. I'm not paying you to gawp around my studio. Get your blooming clothes off!
Sorry.
Dobra, jeszcze z nią pogadam, może się rozbierze.
Hey, Nico, got any ideas?
We need to take a look inside that folder.
Oi, you two. Less of the gabbing. I've got work to do.
Dobra, idę na balkon.
Oh, you. Get down from there. It's private.
Oh, sorry.
Usłyszał. A mogę włączyć ten odtwarzacz?
Wow, an old Bofson Wang stereo. I hadn't seen one of those for years. Burroughs,
książki.
Dick, Rand. Hobbes liked his literature heavy and paranoid.
Słuchawki. Gałka głośności.
The record had stopped. It was Jasmine Breeze by the Hairy Lobsters.
A mogę inną?
Hobbes seemed to have a thing for 70s psychedelic jams. Hobbes seemed to have a
Wszystko to samo?
Hobbes seemed to have a thing for
Dobra.
I turned the volume up a few notches. I turned the volume down again. I turned the volume up a few notches.
Damy głośniej. Może nie będzie słyszał, jak wchodzę na górę. Nie słyszy, ok.
Up on the balcony was a heavy door.
Mogę do nich wejść?
It was locked. I wondered what was behind the door.
Ciekawe, czy mogę
It was the elevator control panel.
I teraz to chyba usłyszę. Albo zobaczę nawet.
Hey, stop meddling with that. The power's ropey enough as it is.
Blowing the power would certainly have distracted Hobbes, but the elevator alone wasn't going to trip the whole system.
No to termostat. I winda.
Hey, I've told you, don't mess with that thermostat.
Ale nie mogę jednocześnie termostatu i windy?
Hobbes had loosely sketched a young couple and an elderly lady sitting next to an overturned picnic bench. The three characters were naked. Behind them, two men in suits were chatting.
Kurczę, co tu zrobić?
The fuse box was emitting a sinister buzzing sound. It should have been condemned years ago. I wasn't going to mess around with that wiring.
Dobra, muzyka była głośno, to mogę wchodzić na górę. Mogę uruchomić windę, ale on się czepia termostatu. Muszę podkręcić termostat. Mogę mu nalać whisky.
How about a top up, Mr. Hobbes?
Don't mind if I do.
Może jak będzie pijany, to nie poczuje. Jeszcze raz?
How about a top up, Mr. Hobbes?
Thanks, but I've already got a glass full.
Dobra, jak tu zrobić, żeby on to wypił teraz?
Hey, I'm still drinking that.
A może jak się przebiorę, będzie mi zimniej?
A gaudy pink negligee. Huh. It didn't seem like Hobbes' style.
i powiem, że muszę zwiększyć temperaturę.
I didn't want to play around with the negligee. Those days are long gone. But I wondered who it
Dlaczego?
belonged to.
Cholera.
Excuse me, Mr. Hobbs.
Oh, what do you want? You're supposed to be sprawled naked on that rug with the family jewels out.
Yeah, well, about that. Could I just ask you a couple of questions first?
Blimey. A model who's shy and chatty. It must be my birthday.
O cholera. Dobra, damy mu karalucha.
Hobbs, meet Trevor.
Who's Trevor?
My cockroach. Take a look.
Difficult childhood, eh? Well, don't take it out on me.
Dobra, pogadajmy o tym,
I hear you
zobaczymy.
did the restoration of that painting that got stolen recently in Paris?
Might have. It's a fine piece. You can smell the pain in every brushstroke.
To może ten niby ukradziony nie był prawdziwy. A prawdziwy on ma tutaj przy sobie.
Do you know a Russian called Medovsky?
You know Medovsky?
Everyone in the London art scene knows Medovsky.
And everyone in the London art scene who likes their kneecaps knows when to keep their trap shut.
Excuse me, Mr. Hobbs.
What now?
Przestał gadać.
So, what's in the folder that you're so touchy about?
Little boys should keep their noses out of other people's business. Understand?
Totally.
I've got my eye on you, pal.
Yeah, about this naked sprawling.
Oh, what's up? Afraid of the shrinking effects of a cold warehouse?
No, it's just.
First time? Little embarrassed? Well, if it helps, we can all get naked.
No, definitely not.
Dawaj, wszyscy.
Well then, what are you waiting for? Let the monkey see the nuts.
We had a saying in the Stobart family. If a job's worth doing, then do it with your pants on. But I thought you were a restorer, but you're working on this painting from scratch.
Well, yeah. Look, some clients want a painting that they don't own, restored from scratch, if you know what I mean.
Tak, no narysował podrabiany.
Don't worry.
Jest ten
sweetheart.
obraz.
Ignorance is bliss.
Na razie listu mu nie
I'll
pokażę.
let you get back to your
To
painting.
zobaczyć co będzie jak pójdę za ten parawan.
My, my. If it was George Stobart.
Lady Piermont. Oh my. You're.
Naked? Of course. As an artist's muse, one often finds oneself en pelotas. Now, George, don't be shy. Come here and give me a big hug.
That day was the day the nightmares had begun. Trapped, smothered, choking on lavender.
George, darling, pass me my robe. It's terribly cold in here.
Oi, what are you doing with a blooming robe on? God help me, but you're supposed to be naked. I've got a deadline to meet.
Well, you won't be meeting any deadlines with manners like that. And besides, it's freezing in here.
Lady Piermont and I had met before. She was larger than life in every way.
Piermont. Po raz pierwszy pani Piermont pojawiła się w grze Broken Sword Shadow of the Templars. o swym szlachetnym pochodzeniu mówi: może moja krew jest błękitna, ale ciało to tradycyjne, tłusta, angielska wołowina i nie boi się tym faktom afiszować. Jedno jest pewnie, w ciężkiej sytuacji zawsze można na niej polegać. Co teraz? Czy teraz mogę zwiększyć termostat? Bo jest jej zimno?
Hey,
Nie.
I've told you, don't mess with that thermostat.
Może ona jednocześnie na windę. Zdobyto trofeum, woda życia. Upij hopsa. Dawaj dalej.
How about another whiskey? That's smashing. Pour away.
Jeszcze mogę?
How about another whiskey? Thanks, but I've already got a glassful.
Teraz jak jest upity, to może nie będzie reagował na termostat, a może będzie.
Hey, I've told you,
Reaguje,
don't
kurwa.
mess with that thermostat. How about another whiskey? That's smashing. Pour away.
Dobra, muszę z nią pogadać, zobaczymy, czy coś tu się ruszy.
Lady Piermont.
Oh, George, be a darling and sort the heating out in here.
I'll see what I can do.
No właśnie. Włącz ogrzewania.
Excuse me, Mr. Hobbs.
All right, mate.
Hobbs was really drunk.
Hey, I've told you, don't mess with that thermostat.
No ale ona chce.
Sorry, but Lady Piermont is cold. I thought...
Look, pal, I know it's brass monkeys in here, but the wiring in this building is ancient, and the fuse box won't take it. Her Majesty will just have to get used to chapel hat pegs.
Lady Piermont, Mr. Hobbs won't let me turn up the heating.
Well, we'll soon see about that. If you do not adjust the heating, I shall refuse to cooperate.
Lady Piermont, it's the circuits. They won't take the strain. You know what old buildings are like.
In which case, I see no reason for this session to continue.
Whoa, Lady Piermont, let's not be too hasty. I'm sure I can accommodate your needs.
Good. Perhaps you can start by letting George here turn up the heating.
Oh, go ahead then, but be careful. The power in here is temperamental.
I turned the thermostat up as far as it would go.
No i teraz
I
będzie.
wondered if the suspicious wiring could be used to my advantage.
Muszę dalej mu lać. Tak myślę. Żeby nie wytrzeźwiał.
How about another whiskey?
Smash them. Far away.
I teraz idę włączyć windę. I teraz padnie prąd.
Oh, you. Get down from there. You'll trip the power in the whole building if you're not careful.
The elevator on its own wasn't going to blow the power.
Co?
It was locked. I wondered what was behind the door.
Ale kurwa termostat jest ustawiony, radio gra. Co jeszcze?
I'd better not touch the thermostat again.
Jest termostat, winda, radio. Co jeszcze? Coś jeszcze.
A word, if I may, Lady Piermont.
For you, George, I'm all ears. How can I help?
How did you come to be working with Mr. Hobbs?
Wheresoever a bohemian needs a helping hand, George, mine is always at the ready. And what better way to help than to expose one's flesh to the sensuous brushstrokes of such a talent?
Do you know anything about a stolen painting called La Malédiction?
Oh, is this another of your adventures, George? How delicious. My heart's a tremor, George. Do you think Wilf is mixed up with this?
Maybe, but I need you to act normally until we're sure.
Mum's the word, Georgie.
Can you keep a secret, Lady Piermont?
I am the very soul of discretion, as you know.
You see that portfolio by Hobbs's table? We need to take a peek inside.
Be still, my beating heart. Just give me the nod and I'm putty in your hands.
So what have you been up to since our last encounter, Lady Piermont?
Charity work, dear boy.
Oh, any particular kind?
Young men, George. So many have lost their way. I try to guide them best I can.
Pokażemy jej
What do you think of
karalucha.
this, Lady Piermont?
Not much, Georgie. Not much.
What do you think of this, Lady Piermont?
Not much, Georgie. Not much.
A, czyli ona nie ma takich tekstów. Za bardzo.
She wouldn't want to see it. How about a shot of this, Lady Piermont?
Oh, no, dear. I don't touch the stuff. Reminds me of husband number 5. Or was it 6? Terrible bore, anyway. I'm strictly a gin girl. Ice and a slice and a whiff of tonic.
No proszę.
Would you like a sniff of this?
I'd rather not. Gives me 70s flashbacks.
What do you think of this, Lady Piermont?
Not much, Georgie. Not much.
She probably wouldn't care. Could I tempt you with a cookie, Lady Piermont?
You could tempt me with many things, George. But a half-eaten rich tea is not one of them.
To
What do you
spinacz
think of
masz.
this, Lady Piermont?
Not much, Georgie. Not much.
What do you think of this, Lady Piermont?
Not much.
What do you
Moneta.
think of this, Lady?
Not much.
Dobra. Czy nic więcej nie ma. A mogę jej dać whisky?
Fancy a drop, Nico?
George, have you ever known me to drink whiskey?
Dobra, spróbuję mu to pokazać.
Excuse me, Mr. Hobbs. What the hell's that?
Nie zainteresowało go to? Dobra. Teraz tak, ogrzewanie jest włączone. Jeszcze raz pójdę na górę. Ściągnę windę. Muzyka leci. Może muszę wejść na tą windę.
It was a shaky old elevator that would once have lifted goods between the floors.
Oh, you. Get down from there. You'll trip the power in the whole building if you're not careful.
The elevator on its own wasn't going to blow the power.
Ale nie jest sama. Jest termostat, jest radio. Kurde. Nie mogę zejść na dół.
I wasn't going to mess around with that wiring. That was never going to happen. That wouldn't make any sense. That was never going to work.
Kurde. Może coś z tym odtwarzaczem, kurczę.
I'd seem to have a thing for 70s psychedelic jams. I turned the volume down.
Tak,
A
zmniejszyłem
record was
głośność.
spinning on the turntable.
To coś daje. Tak, zmniejszę głośność. Cokolwiek to
Wary
daje.
of any more life-changing surprises, I decided against exploring behind the screen. A word, if I may, Lady Piermont.
For you, George, I'm all ears. How can I help?
A dobra, jest coś z windą.
Lady Piermont, we need your help.
How thrilling! What do you need? Subterfuge? Leisure domain?
Actually, I just need you to step onto that lift behind you.
Oh, but of course. Is this good, George, darling?
Perfect. Now, just stay right there.
Zobaczymy, czy mogę teraz wejść, jak jest ciszej muzyka. Mogę. To po co jest głośniej ciszej? No i poszło.
Now is my chance.
Aha.
It was one of Hobbs' sketches. More of Hobbs' sketches. The model looked familiar. More of Hobbs' sketches. The model looked familiar.
Czy to ta żona tego? Z galerii? Gołe cycki.
Impressionist sketches. Well, it wasn't La Malediccio, but it did appear to be a study for an element of the painting, the Ouroboros. There was something
Ouroboros.
different about the image in the center.
Ouroboros.
I figured the sketch might come in handy, so I took it.
What the heck are you doing with those? They're private papers.
Huh?
Well, that was fun. Just like when you were a private dick, George.
So, you're not models?
No, Mr. Hobbs.
Well, you can't be a copper. You're not stupid enough. So what the blazes are you doing in my studio?
We're investigating the theft of La Malediccio.
I told you I just restored it. That's what I do. Restore paintings.
And these sketches?
Studies done during the restoration. Nothing more. I've got naught to do with what happened after that painting left this studio. How was I to know it was going to get Henri killed?
Hang on a second. How do you know Henri's dead?
Look, he and I went back a long way. The Lézard Bleu was on the ropes, so I got the painting into his exhibition. Nothing like this was supposed to happen.
Miękko, twardo. Dawaj teraz
But
twardo.
something did happen, Hobbs. Your friend lost his life.
Look, I'll help you however I can, but this mess is way above my pay grade. What do you want to know?
Szkice.
How come you needed to make so many sketches of the painting to restore it?
Restoration's not about throwing a load of paint around. It takes research.
A ta biedna tam z tyłu siedzi na tej, stoi na tej windzie.
A lot of symbols.
Why would anyone want to steal La Malediccio? It's not exactly a famous painting.
True, but there is something special about it that's hard to describe. There's conviction in every brushstroke. Whoever El Serp was, he had a tale to tell. The symbolism is deeply religious.
We have reason to believe that Medovsky is mixed up in the theft of La Malediccio.
Eh? What would he gain from stealing his own painting?
We have strong evidence that Medovsky is not the real owner.
He'll have a hard time proving that. Medovsky has a full set of provenances for the painting. It traces its legitimate ownership all the way back to the painter.
Why didn't Medovsky mention it?
Because they're not with him. Henri's got them. Or had them.
And Henri is dead.
So ask his partner.
Lane?
Lane, yeah, Lane. Look, pal, you're wasting your time looking for conspiracies here. And you're wasting my time if you're not actually going to get naked. Go get the provenance from Lane, and everything will turn out hunky-dory.
But it also puts Marquez's story into question.
Not my problem, darling. Now both of you, get lost. I've got a painting to finish.
And we have a critic to interrogate.
Someone's lying, but who?
Is it the gangster or the old Spaniard?
The painter or the art critic?
I need to head back for Nave's reconstruction.
What about the evidence from Medovsky's house? Will you give it to Nave?
I think I should. And I can put the squeeze on Lane. Ask him about the provenance.
Good. I've got lunch with Ronnie tomorrow. This story is hotting up, and I want to make sure he keeps me on it.
Taxi?
Taksi. O, po krótkim locie taksówką. Ja bym spróbował tu. Zobaczyć, czy jestem w stanie.
Back in Rougerie.
Nawet się nie spodziewałem, że będę na ulicy. Jest jakaś kwiaciarnia. No proszę. Co za kwiaciarnia? Nie byłem tu.
A customer. Oh, it's you.
Fleur?
Come in, come in.
Last time I met Fleur, she was selling flowers from a street stall. Things have clearly gone very well for her since then.
Dobrze się wiedzie. Fleur. Dawno temu, za czasów Brockensworth Shadow of the Templars, Fleur prowadziła stragan z kwiatami. George mówił o niej, że to rzeczywista duszyczka z tych, co to na ich widok człowiek przechodzi na drugą stronę ulicy. Teraz ma własną kwiaciarnię, z której obserwuje, co dzieje się na świecie. Jest wielkoduszna, zaskakująco chętna do pomocy. Lubi też przepowiadać przyszłość. Dobra, co ty tu masz, wózek?
It was a small trolley.
Kwiatki, 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 kwiatki. Pełno kwiatków. Drzwi. Pudełka.
There were boxes stacked along the wall. They were all labeled.
Odtwarzacz. No. Dobra, mogę z nią pogadać. Nie wiem jeszcze po co, ale...
Hi, Fleur.
George, welcome. The young lady you're looking for is not at home.
How did you...
No, I have the gift.
Did Nico tell you I might be stopping by?
No, but I was expecting you nonetheless.
Fleur was the best and probably the only psychic florist in Paris. So, Fleur, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, George. Though truth be told, my hip has been playing up again. And I have a funny feeling about the number 12.
But apart from that, nothing new?
12,
No,
czyli
that is all.
rekonstrukcja.
Can you read my palm?
George, please. That is ridiculous. Give me a lock of your hair and a toenail clipping. Then we can talk.
I'll pass, thanks.
Suit yourself.
So, the young woman I'm looking for.
Nico lives next door.
Yeah, she's not in?
No, I believe she has gone out.
Did the tea leaves tell you that?
No, I saw her leaving a while ago.
Dobra, wszystko pogadajmy.
Can you tell me anything about this eau de toilette?
It's cheap,
Smells bad and belongs to a man.
Gee, thanks. Are you getting any vibes from this note?
No.
What can you tell me about these matches?
With these, you can create fire.
Is this
Herbatniki?
rich tea cookie anything special?
It's seen better days.
I have this matchbox. Anything peculiar about it?
It has a cockroach inside.
Yeah. He's called Trevor.
He prefers the name Boris, you know.
Well, I think you'll find that's his patronymic.
Trevor z GTA 5.
What can you tell me about this paperclip?
It's going to become redundant in a digital world.
Does this shredded letter mean anything to you?
I'm getting the word recycling.
Can you tell me anything about this coin?
I could, but then you'd know as much as me.
And?
I can't give away all my secrets, Josh.
O, coś może być z tą monetą
Anything you can
ciekawego.
tell me about this whiskey bottle?
Not a spirit world I'm familiar with, Josh.
Dobra, może na ten temat coś
Do
powiem.
these sketches mean anything to you?
Take them away, Josh. They have the taint of death on them.
Are you serious?
I mean it. Take them away.
Bye for now.
Keep seeking the truth, Josh.
Fleur's classics were blaring out into the street.
Na całą ulicę?
It was the door to the back of Fleur's shop.
Mogę wejść?
I decided against wandering into the back of Fleur's shop. It would have been a little rude.
Po co mi ten wózek? Nie wiem. Nic tutaj nie ma chyba. Ciekawego.
The entrance to the flower shop was partly obscured by plants and bouquets. It was the door to Nico's apartment building.
Dobra, czy tutaj nic więcej nie ma? Wchodzimy.
The door was locked. I remembered Nico said she was having lunch with Ronnie.
Cholera. Chciałem tam sobie zbadać sąsiada. Chciałbym stąd wyjść. O Jezu. Chyba muszę iść do galerii.
Here I was again at the crime scene. Inside the gallery, I could see lots of activity. Now they preparing for the reconstruction, no doubt.
Tak, będzie mnie oskarżał o wszystko. Czekaj, jak ona się umówiła, czy ona tu się umówiła? Nie.
Hi.
Monsieur,
I'll take a coffee.
I don't think so.
What?
The coffee you desire, monsieur, is not served here.
Well, how do you know what coffee I desire?
Because I look into your eyes, monsieur, into your very soul, and I see you.
Is that right? So what exactly do you see?
I see a tall glass of milky macchiato, sprinkled with chocolat, with a long spoon and a biscuit on the side.
Wow. That's exactly what I want.
And it is precisely what you will not get. In my cafe, monsieur, I serve only café noir in teeny cups.
You know what? Suddenly I'm not thirsty anymore. So nobody else was here at all?
No, monsieur. I think the police tape is putting my customers off.
Może whisky mu
Whiskey?
dam.
You offer me cock of the glen, monsieur? Have you no shame?
I didn't think the waiter would be interested.
Dobra. Idę do środka.
Nico and I had a good idea who the killer was. Now all we had to do was persuade Nave.
On nie będzie nawet tego przyjmował do
I
wiadomości.
already tried starting it up. I think it's broken.
Nonsense, Moo. This machine has the power of 10 investigators.
But investigators never fail to start up, sir.
Your pessimism is duly noted, Moo. But have faith. This machine will analyze the scene, compute the data, and deduce everything for us. The location of the second shooter will be a mystery no more.
Drugi strzał.
One moment.
A marvel indeed, sir. Though at the moment it is kaput.
Your pessimism has obviously infected the circuitry, Moo. Let me think for a moment.
If I could just...
Eh bien, Moo, now try realigning the laser matrix.
Sir, I have no idea what that is.
Move over, Moo. Now, let me see. Oscillating reverberator. Check. Refraction spectrometer. Check. Now, what can I do? Ah, Monsieur Stobacht, it's only you. Glad you could finally make it.
Inspector, I've got some good news and some bad news.
Oh, yes? I shall be the judge of that.
I think I know who the killer is.
Really?
Yep, he's a gardener called Shears living in London.
Fascinating. And the good news?
We don't need to do your reconstruction.
You joke with me, Monsieur Stobacht.
It's not a joke. This guy Shears was working for a Russian ex-mobster. It's all part of a highly complex fraud.
Gardeners, KGB, fraud. You are a fantasist, monsieur. And I have no time for fantasy. Reality is my suitcase, as you Americans say. Now, stand over there and keep out of trouble until the others arrive.
Well, who are we waiting for?
Mademoiselle Collard and Father Simeon, please. I am very busy. Ah, Moo, a clever choice. But no cigar for you. Try the red.
Mon Dieu!
Mhm. Coś tu się zmieniło? Chyba nic.
Nave's machine was plugged in.
Mogę ją
If I
wyłączyć?
pulled the plug out, I'd just get Nave even more worked up. I decided to bide my time and wait for the right moment.
Mhm.
was the door to Henri's office.
Monsieur Stobart, please remain within the main gallery.
The bust stared haughtily at me. I wondered who it was modeled on.
Ta sama, którą tamten malował. I tam w środku była. Pewnie jakaś Rosjanka. Dobra, muszę chyba z nim pogadać.
Lane. Stobart. What's the deal with that device over there?
It's a farce. They've been trying to get it working for hours.
Looks like something out of a 50s sci-fi movie.
It probably is.
What do you think of Nave?
The man is a buffoon. I have better things to do than wait for these idiots to get their forensic whatnot to work. The only silver lining is that Nave seems more annoyed than I am.
I gather you're the man to ask about the provenance for the painting.
For La Malediccio? Well, you have been busy, haven't you, Stobart?
I'd like to see it.
So speak to Bijou. She took care of the business side of the gallery. The provenance is in the office safe. She has the key.
Lane was a pushover when you had him cornered. Though it looked like Bijou hadn't been completely honest with me after all. I needed to pay her another visit. What do you think of Moo?
Who?
The policeman with Nave.
I assume he's another idiot.
Why's that?
I believe one can tell a man by the company he keeps.
I'll bear that in mind, Mr. Lane. Okay, thanks.
Yes.
Sir, I think we are ready to fire her up. Yes, I was just about to say the same thing. Do it. What have you done? Pardon me, sir, but I believe it was you who said, "This is no time for blame. You have broken the machine." Mon Dieu.
Maszyna.
It was a strange-looking machine. It was pointless trying to get a closer look at the machine while Nave and Moo were tinkering with it.
Ale jak to zrobić, żeby...
Excuse me.
Please, monsieur, I'm a little busy.
Zajęty.
It was Inspector Nave. Inspector Nave, may I ask you some questions?
You must wait, monsieur. I am extremely busy.
Sure, you can wait.
Muszę im chyba wyłączyć tą maszynę.
If I pulled the plug out, I'd just get Nave even more worked up. I decided to bide my time and wait for the right moment.
Ale jaki jest właściwy moment?
The security camera still kept a vigil over the gallery.
Whisky dałem. Temu.
I had to hurry up and get out of there, not waste time discussing everything I ever picked up.
A mogę od nich wyjść?
Stop it. Monsieur Stobart, you will not leave until this is over. Understood?
But I just need to...
This is a reconstruction. You will remain here until I have concluded my investigations. Do I make myself clear?
Okay, clear. I considered making a run for it, but forcing Moo to chase me would have been cruel. And it would have been silly to risk my investigation. Better to play along with Nave and get the reconstruction over as quickly as possible.
No dobra, ale co zrobić? Może muszę im pokazać ten szkic.
I had to hurry up and get out of there, not waste time discussing everything I ever picked up. Can I ask you something else? If you must.
Już to wszystko
Okay,
zrobiłem.
thanks. Yes.
Że muszę do kogoś zadzwonić.
Mr. Rickenbacker?
You better have some good news, Stobart.
I absolutely do.
Go on then, impress me.
I went to visit Medovsky, the owner of the painting, and Vera's security.
Go on.
I found some paperwork that proves Medovsky stole his own painting.
Great work. But we're gonna need more. You have to find the painting.
The artist restoring the painting claims there's a provenance that proves Medovsky is the owner.
Why do I sense some doubt here?
Take one guess who signed off on it.
I give up.
Hector Lane, the art critic responsible for the exhibition.
Oh, this gets better and better. Go and speak to Lane. Get a look-see at that provenance yourself.
I spoke with Lane. He says the provenance for the painting is in the gallery safe.
Good work, Stobart.
Apparently, Bijou has the key. Though, when I talked to her earlier, she said she wasn't involved with the gallery.
You need to take a look at that provenance.
I'm gonna go find out why she lied.
Get round there, Stobart. See if you can get the key to the safe, too.
No. Chciałbym klucz, ale jak tu wyjść stąd? Może do Niko zadzwonię. Nie mogę? Co ja mam zrobić, kurde?
I didn't want to waste time talking about everything in my pockets.
Może rzucę karalucha, kurna.
That would be pointless. It was pointless trying to get a closer look at the machine while Nave and Moo were tinkering with it.
No co ja mam zrobić tutaj?
That was almost a great idea. Almost. That wasn't worth trying.
No i wlazłem tu i nie wiem co zrobić.
It was pointless trying to get a close...
Z tym już rozmawiałem.
Can I ask...
Wyjść nie mogę.
If you... What does it do?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Is Nave a good detective, you think?
He's as good a detective as I am a dancer.
You light on your feet, Lane?
Do I look like I am?
Is there anything else you're not telling me, Mr. Lane?
Get lost.
Changed your opinion of Moo yet?
Who?
Moo.
Who?
Never mind. Okay, thanks.
Yes.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Not now.
Kurde.
I was going to talk about that, but I didn't want to waste time talking about everything in my pockets. I was going to talk about that, but then I remembered I had a lot to do.
Może muszę coś połączyć, kurczę.
They didn't go together.
Nie mogłem połączyć?
Not a snowball's chance. Well, that didn't work. They didn't go together. They didn't go together. Never in a month of Sundays.
No to co ja tu mogę zrobić? Mogę sobie tylko tą dać tutaj, żeby jadł.
I fed Trevor a crumb. Well, it seemed like a good idea at the time.
Nie, co ja tu mogę zrobić?
That wouldn't work. That was almost a great idea. Almost.
Co ja mam tu zrobić, kurczę? Może uda ci się naprawić urządzenie. Wtyczka.
If I pulled the plug out, I'd just get Nave even more worked up. I decided to bide my time and wait for the right moment. That wasn't worth trying.
Mogę to jakoś rzucić na przykład?
The bus stared haughtily. That wouldn't work. I didn't want to waste time talking about everything in my pockets.
Jak naprawić maszynę?
That wouldn't have worked.
Porozmawiaj z Nawetem. No już to próbowałem robić.
Inspector Nave, What seems to be the problem?
Monsieur Stobart, if Paris' finest cannot get this very expensive and very complex machine to work, then I doubt if an insurance salesman can.
I'm an insurance assessor, actually.
Oh, I see. Well, la-di-da to you, monsieur.
Oh, yeah? Well, la-di-da to you back.
Whatever. You are neither qualified nor clever enough to operate such an instrument.
Like us.
What was that move?
I said, unlike us, sir.
Have you been a detective long?
Long enough, monsieur?
You've solved a lot of crimes, I guess.
More than you have had hot dinners?
Well, I've had a lot of hot dinners, Inspector.
Oh, yes? How many?
What?
Precisely how many hot dinners have you had, monsieur?
I don't know. Thousands?
You prove my point for me, monsieur. Precision and accuracy are everything.
You truly are a unique and amazing man, Inspector Nave.
Well, I'm glad you are impressed.
I was sure I could get the machine to work if I could just get Nave out of the way.
Jak się pozbyć nawet?
Excuse me.
Not now.
Inspector Nave. Maybe if I just have a quick look? Perhaps you just can't see the wood for the trees.
How ridiculous. Everybody knows trees are made out of wood.
I mean, you might just not be able to see what is obvious.
What is obvious, Monsieur Stobart, is that I am not stupid.
Nor are you made of wood, Inspector.
Exactly. Now, please leave this to the experts.
You must be the top dog around here.
Yes, I am the top dog.
How about Top Banana? You the top banana too?
Kindly cease your babble and let me concentrate.
Just asking.
Monsieur Stobart, if you continue to hassle me, I will arrest you where you stand.
I decided to drop it for now.
Postanowiłem odpuścić. No to jak mam tą
Inspector
maszynę
Nave.
naprawić?
Can I just...
Go away!
Jak oni tam grzebią cały czas. Może teraz mamy wyciągnąć wtyczkę. Dawaj. I co?
Inspector Nave. I know this sounds obvious, but are you sure it's plugged in?
Monsieur Stobart, do you really think I would be so stupid as to not check the fundamentals?
We all make mistakes.
What a ridiculous generalization, monsieur. Look, I can see from here it's... Ah.
Do you need assistance, sir?
Very funny. One moment.
That got rid of him. Now is my chance. I was going to have to figure that out quickly.
O co tu chodzi? To się włącza. I to.
Time to get the show on the road.
See, Moo, I I knew I would get it working.
I'm not sure that you...
Precisely. You knew my superior intellect would win through in the end.
Yes, sir. Sir, I beg your pardon, but I think there is a teeny snag.
Go on.
We have no victim.
Good God, Moo. Are you suggesting I kill someone for the sake of this reenactment?
No, sir. Just saying we need a body, sir.
Ah, yes. I see. You'll make a detective yet, Moo. I, of course, foresaw this, and I nominate... you.
Me? Well, I'm not dead.
Have you ever acted, Monsieur Stobart?
Well, I don't like to blow my own trumpet, but I went down a storm playing the lead in Cat on a Felt-Tip Roof last summer.
Oh. You played the cat?
No.
So, not the lead. Half-truths again, monsieur. Nevertheless, here is your chance to play a real lead role.
But he looks nothing like the victim, sir.
Oh, damn it, Moo. Must you find problems all the time? Let me think of a way to make this work.
Relying on Nave's problem-solving skills could mean a long, long wait. I had to find something to make me more like Henri. I'll have a look around. Maybe I'll find something.
Yes, you do that. Verisimilitude is the key, Stobart.
O, idzie laska.
Ah, you have arrived at last. Please, make yourselves comfortable. We are just making some last-minute adjustments.
Father Simeon, Nico.
Hi, Josh.
Welcome to the asylum.
Let me guess. Nave is overjoyed we've solved the case and he's putting us up for an award.
Not quite. I told him about Shears and Medovsky. He says it's fantasy.
But that's crazy.
Tell me about it.
So what do we do now?
Carry on anyway, and nail Medovsky.
What about Nave?
Ignore him.
And this charade?
The reconstruction? Well, sooner it starts, sooner it's over.
Josh, what on earth is that machine?
It's Nave's baby. Supposedly, it's going to analyze the crime scene and tell us what happened.
But we already know what happened.
Sure we do, but Nave doesn't.
Quiet, please! How can I concentrate with all this racket going on?
Lane was right. Nave was an idiot.
No dobra, prawie 3 godzinki. Dzisiaj sobie pograłem i na razie wystarczy i to retrospekcję będę robił już następnym razem. A na teraz wystarczy. Będę kończył. Wieczorkiem będę grał w Alana Wake'a 2. Taki jest plan. Także tam jakieś po obiadku albo wieczorkiem zacznę. A na dzisiaj kończę. Pa, pa.